Hi friends, I'm Wani and welcome to Wani's House. Today's video is a collaboration that I'm co-hosting with Stephanie over at Creatively MsMe, and it's the One Pot Cooking Challenge 2020. Now Stephanie and I hosted this collaboration last year, and so she asked me to partner with her again this year, and you know I did. And the rules for this collaboration were simply easy. You had to use the hashtag One Pot Cooking Challenge. You prepare a meal or appetizer in a crock pot, rice cooker, or pressure cooker, and you must mention both of our challenges. So for this collaboration, I am going to use my Cuisinart pressure cooker, and I am going to make beef stroganoff. This recipe is very easy, and using this pressure cooker made it a whole lot easier. So I am using my olive oil cooking spray to line the bottom of my pot. I put a pat of butter in the pot, and I am gonna have my pot on simmer. Now the thing that I love about this this pressure cooker, is that it has a variety of settings on here. You can simmer, you can steam, you can also use the pressure cooker selection. And so I'm now adding my onion. So I use a quarter of an onion. You know, I never use an entire onion for a recipe. And then I am using this beef. Now I purchased this beef from Aldi's. It's actually the beef that you use for your Carne Asadas, but I love the texture of this beef, especially when you're making something like a stroganoff. I am adding here my seasoning. So I use some onion powder, some garlic powder. I also use a little bit of seasoned salt. You just put in here whatever type of season that you like, and especially the type of season that you like to season your beef with. That's exactly what I did. And so I'm cracking some freshly ground black pepper, adding that, and then I'm going to stir it. Now at the same time, this meat is cooking, and it's cooking with the onions, and you want to cook it until the meat is just brown and the onions are opaque. Now as you see here, it has made its own juices, and we want to enhance the flavor. So I am adding some Worcestershire sauce, and this is 1 tablespoon of the Worcestershire sauce, and that is really going to enhance the flavor of our beef. And then I'm going to add another tablespoon, and this is going to be of some mustard. I'm just using regular yellow mustard, but if you have a grainy mustard, that would be fine also. And we're just going to stir all of that in together. And then also to enhance the flavor, I am adding some steak sauce. So I like the A1 steak sauce because I love all of the flavors that is in there. So if you like using Heinz 57, you can put the Heinz 57 in here. So the steak sauce is what I'm adding, and all of the flavors that they're just gonna meld together, and they're gonna get to know each other, and it's gonna smell so good. So now you see our meat here, and I am adding a cup of beef broth. So if you have beef broth in a can or in a carton, or you make your own bone broth, that is perfectly fine. And so I'm going to stir that, and then now I chopped up some mushrooms, and so I'm going to go ahead and add the mushrooms to this. Now I love mushrooms, and I think the more mushrooms you have with your stroganoff, the better. And when they cook down and they caramelize in those juices, oh my God, they add an extra meatiness to this. And then I'm adding a tablespoon of flour. Now the flour is going to thicken it up. If you don't want to use flour, you're welcome to use cornstarch, but I like the flour. And you just want to stir all of that together, and you want to stir it until the flour is dissolved. You don't want any white around in your mixture. And so I'm adding now this second cup of the broth, the beef broth. And now we're going to go ahead and put the top on and we're gonna set it. I'm gonna turn my sprout to the side so that the pressure can come up, and this is where all the magic happens. So I am going to pressure cook this for 11 minutes, and then once that's done, we're going on to the next step. So I release my pressure, and then I'm going to take this off. Now this is all the juice that we've created with the beef renderings, the mushrooms, and the broth, and it looks like a soup. So now it's time to add something that is going to kind of beef this entire recipe up. And what makes the stroganoff is the wide egg noodles. I'm going to add almost all of these egg noodles actually, and stir it so that the broth in it covers the noodles. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the top back on. We're going to pressurize it again for about 11 minutes, and then we'll come back. Okay, so now this is what the noodles look like. So they are a little bit al dente, and that's how we want them, because now we're adding the sour cream, and the sour cream has liquid in it, and so the liquid is going to meld with the juices that are already in our stroganoff, and it's going to give us a real creaminess. And so while this is still hot, it's also going to cook it a little bit more. So we're going to put our top on and just let it simmer for about 5 minutes, and then dinner is served. I made this with some fresh string beans that I sauteed with a little bit of butter and a little bit of olive oil. It was so good, guys. And I had made this in a long time, and Mr. B was like, yes, babe, this was delicious. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I want to thank my girl Stephanie over at Creatively MsMe for asking me to host this collaboration with her once again. Make sure you go and check out all of the other participants who will be participating in this collaboration by clicking the playlist, and you will see what all of the other creative creators have brought to you a part of this collaboration. So guys, I am about to go, but before I do, if you are new to Wani's house, I would love for you to subscribe. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you won't miss out on any of my upcoming uploads. Also guys, make sure you come on over and follow me on Instagram. It's really easy. You just follow me at Wani's house, just like it is here. Hit the follow button, and then you will be in the know of what's happening at Wani's house and what may be to come over here. So guys, I am about to end this video, but before I go, you know what I always say. The next time you're in town, you can always stop by Wani's house, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.